So relax and close your eyes. Just let everything fall down. Mahalo. Mahalo, live here, Logan. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to you too. So just start to relax the muscles down your back. Just let them melt away, especially the ones around your shoulders and upper neck area. We're just going to start to breathe our way from one side to the other, rolling back and forth. Deepening our breath and just very slowly rotating the shoulders and the neck joint. Letting your breath lead you from one polar opposite end of the spectrum to the other. So just going as slow as you need to. And if there's any point that you need to stop, feel free to do so and just breathe into that space, especially if you have like a crick or some kind of sore area in your neck. Feel free to stop at that area and breathe into it, relaxing the tension of the muscles and then breathing into that area. Hello, if you are just joining us. Now make sure your abdominals are engaged, so stop your chin right here at the middle and bring the chin down towards the chest. Now let's tuck the tailbone under, pull the pelvic wall up and the navel in towards your spine. Lengthen up through the crown of your head and ground both sit bones evenly down towards the ground. Shrug your shoulders all the way up to your ears now. And now roll them up and back, down. Breathing here for a moment, lengthening up through the crown of your head, giving more space to each vertebrae in your spine so we can decompress. Your spine takes so much compression throughout the day, so here we are lengthening as much as we can, grounding the sit bones down and lifting up through the top of the head at the same time. That is using the natural traction within the body. Now remember to keep your core contracted, just like this, pulling the pelvic wall up and the navel in towards your spine throughout the entire practice. This will help to protect your lower back and bring strength to your yoga poses. All right, let's take one breath together. Inhale, circle, sweep arms, come all the way up, reaching as high as you can. And exhale, hands to heart center. Coming into your cat-cow now. So just coming onto the hands and the knees. We're just going to warm up the back. Now inhaling the chest up forward. And exhale, round your spine. Moving from one opposite end of the spectrum to the other, so very gently breathing your way from point A to point B. Allowing your breath to lead your body and just checking in with your back, seeing how your back feels today, knowing that every day is different. So we're just poking and prodding the tiny little muscles along your spine to life by breathing into your back. And just easing your way into stretching. And now coming into neutral tabletop spine, we're just going to inhale, right arm forward and left leg up. So lifting up out of your joints and lengthening, reaching past the fingertips and past the toes. Keeping the hips as level as you can. So maybe roll the left hip down just so it's even with the right. And now bend your knee. Take hold of your foot and just start to open up your shoulder. Lock your eyes at one point, keeping the back of your neck long. So continue to lengthen your spine as you point the toe up and away, kicking very gently into your grip. Next exhale, release it back to lengthen it out. And then set it down, other side. Now make sure there's plenty of room between your knee and your hand. Inhale, opposite arm, opposite leg. And make sure your bottom stand hand is suction cupped down into the ground. Fingertips are spread wide apart from each other like starfish hands, because you're using every bit of the hand you're given. And now lengthening, reaching as far as you can, leveling out the hips, then bend your knee, take hold of your foot, and gently kick back, up and away. Just allowing yourself to stretch naturally. There's never any forcing, pulling, or straining. It's just easing into it, allowing yourself to stretch and open up naturally. So you use your breath to keep you safe and lead you into it. That way you can be 100% focused and aware of what's happening within your body. On your next exhale, lengthen out, reach it nice and long, and set it down. Now walking the hands forward just a little bit, coming into downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, and inhale your hips up. Pressing the chest back towards the thighs, lifting your tailbone up nice and high. And let's just walk out the dog. So straightening one leg and bending the other while continuing to press your chest back towards your thighs, lengthening and straightening through the shoulders. Now just let your head go. Let your neck relax. Breathe deep and free here. Continue to contract your bandhas, which is your strong abdominal lock. And again, this is more about diagnosing, seeing how your back feels today. So don't worry if you're not flexible. It's not for the flexible, it's for the willing. Just keeping an open mind, working through the body, stretching it out. And now walk your feet forward towards your hands. Feet are about hip width distance apart. Now leave the left hand there, and inhale, right arm comes all the way up. Coming into your twist, and then coming back down. Other side, left arm reaches up to the side, and then comes back down. Again, bending one leg, straightening the other, just walking it out, coming into ragdoll. And now reaching for opposite elbows, or clasping your hands behind your neck. And bend your knees a lot, as much as you like, especially if you're working with tight hamstrings and a tight lower back. The more you bend your knees, and the more you rest your chest on your thighs, the deeper of a stretch you'll get in your lower back and sacrum pelvic area. Now, releasing the hands again, bend the left knee, straighten the right leg, and we twist again. Inhale, right arm comes up. Now bend the elbow behind the back, palm faces out, reaching for the left hip. And release. Coming back to center. And switching legs, now bending the right knee, straightening the left leg. As you inhale, left arm comes up. Bend the elbow. Back of the hand just comes resting against the right thigh now. Rolling the shoulder up and open. And sitting back and down in the left hip. Keep lengthening the left hip back as you pull up through the crown of your head. Release it back to center now. And again, walking it out just to lengthen as much as you can. Now bring the hands down, feet back, high push-up position. So lowering the hips. You can always modify if you need to by bringing your knees down to the mat. Now stacking the joints, wrists directly under shoulders. And you want your shoulder blades wide, far apart from each other. So squeeze the elbows in towards each other. Press back through your heels, forward through the crown of your head. Now bend your elbows. Lower and hover about halfway down. And inhale. Straighten the arms. Keep the thighs lifted up off the mat. That way you don't collapse in your lower back. Opening up the heart away from the heels. Now use your abdominals. Engage your core and have your core pull your hips back up and away into downward facing dog. Taking a breath here, slow through the nose, keeping the mouth closed. And exhale, slow through the nose, keeping the mouth closed. And now inhale, right leg lengthens back. Thinking more about length than it is about height. So really reach past the toes, keeping the hips as level to each other as you can. So left hip is even with the right. Now scissor your inner thighs. So squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Strengthening your midline. And now open up your hip all the way. So now right hip opens up towards the sky. Left heel down towards the mat. Bend your knee and just start to rotate your foot round and round. Gently opening up. And other side, lengthen the leg. Back out, square the hips, set the foot down and inhale. Left leg lengthens back. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. And reach past yourself. So we're getting over ourselves, past ourselves, through ourselves, whatever you call it, by stretching past the toes to activate every muscle in this leg. Now open up the hips all the way, bend the knee, point the toe towards the right shoulder, and just circle the foot round and round. Lengthen the leg back out to long, square the hips, set the foot down, pull forward into high plank again. Remember, you can always modify as needed. Bend the elbows, lower and hover here, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lifting up, upward facing dog, and exhale, use your core to pull your hips back up and away. Down dog. Inhale, come up high onto the tippy toes. Exhale, bring your knees down to hover, just a few inches above the mat. Walk your hands in to where they're directly under your shoulders and tabletop your spine. Here we balance, pulling the core in, lengthening down through the tailbone, up through the crown of your head, lifting the belly up, pressing back through your heels, staying up on your toes, strengthening your entire body in your turbo dog. And now lengthen the left leg back. Really stretch through the toes, strengthening the knees, and switch. Left toes come forward, right toes go back. Just balancing here and lengthening, using your core. And bring the right toes back, knees wide, child's pose. Arms long, head down, deep breath. Now you're going from all that is to all that isn't. So polar opposite ends of the spectrum to the other. So just relax every muscle, especially in your upper back between the shoulder blades. Just let your head rest. Allow your muscles to absorb your practice, as well as release any tension that may or may not be there. And now coming back up into downward facing dog. We're going to walk the feet in. So just shortening your stance here. And again, you can bend your knees as much as you like if you're working with tight hamstrings. Now reach the right hand to the outer left ankle. And just start to stretch the left hip back. So continue to lengthen through your back on the left side as much as you can. So you're sending the left hip back, breathing your way into it as well. And that way you stay 100% focused and aware of what's going on in your body, so you don't accidentally pull something. Other side, right hand comes back, and the left fingertips just grip around, sending the right hip back now. So lengthening through your back, gently pulling, and release. Now, coming in to the next turbo dog, you're going to bend your knees just slightly now. Press your chest back towards your thighs. See if you can get your chest to touch your thighs for this turbo dog. Now make sure your hands are suction cupped down to the mat. Bring your elbows to hover just a few inches above the mat. So you need a deep rotation in your shoulders. Bringing the elbows in towards each other in order to hold this position. So make sure your shoulders are rounded down your back, far apart from each other, and elbows are squeezing in. So it's as if you were squeezing a beach ball between your elbows, getting it to hold there, locked in place. Good. Now come into dolphin. So bringing the elbows down to the mat, either placing your hands flat or interlacing your hands. Walk the toes in, lifting the tailbone nice and high, and now walking the toes out. Coming down into plank, and breathing deep and free, tailbone tucked under, lifting up out of your shoulder joints, and lift the left toes, reaching it back, spine nice and long, and switch. Other side. Right toes, lift up and back, lengthening and breathing. And release. Now just let your entire body lay all the way down to the ground. Arms along your sides, and just allow your shoulder blades to fall away from each other. Just allowing your forehead to rest so that you can relax your neck and your upper shoulders. All right, let's stretch the shoulders. So bring your left hand out, palm faces down. Use your right hand just up here at your other shoulder to very slowly guide you. So breathe your way into this and just come as far as feels good to you. And make all the adjustments you need to get the optimal stretch of your shoulder joint. So never feel like you're stuck in a yoga pose. We're always breathing, moving, and adjusting, doing what works best for you. Your body is the greatest teacher. And it knows what's going on. And if we learn to listen to its cues and signals, the more in tune we will be with what's happening. And slowly bring your chest back to the center. Other side, right hand comes out, left hand up towards the shoulder, very gently guiding as you breathe your way to the other side. Now we breathe our way from the polar opposite end of the spectrum to the other for a seamless transition. And you can make this pose as active or as passive as you'd like. Passive as in relaxing the shoulder muscles, or active as in pressing down through the fingertips and flattening the palm, flexing the arm muscles, whatever it is that you need. Just breathe into it. And come back to center. Bringing your hips back up. You're just going to face forward. Coming into one more spinal twist. And then on with your day or night, depending wherever you are from. Inhale, circle sweep up, reach high for the sky just to get more length between each vertebrae. And exhale, twist over to one side. Lengthening up through the crown of your head, giving yourself a spinal rinse. Gently breathing through the abdominals. And coming back to center, inhale. Reaching it up just to reset and lengthen. Exhale, other side. Just one more deep, cleansing breath. And release back to center. Inhale. Lengthen as high as you can. And exhale. Bring the thumbs up to third eye center. I thank you so much for joining me on this wonderful, wonderful rise and shine journey in yoga. Starting your day or ending your day, no matter what it is, thank you so much for sharing this practice with me. Aloha, mahalo, and namaste. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, hello. Are you glad you woke up and did yoga today? Started out your day with a little more focus. Centered and grounded. Hello, Lim 19951. Welcome to Maui. Welcome to the crown chakra of the world. We just finished a yoga rise and shine practice. Stretching out the muscles, relieving tension, clearing out the way for new insights, new creativity. So if you haven't met me before, my name's Elaina, Maui Yoga Live, and we are streaming free live videos of yoga and meditation every day. So feel free to share this with anyone, retweet, and let anyone that you know who could benefit from a little free yoga and meditation, let them know about this. Hello, thank you so much. So good for you to join us. So stay tuned tonight for sunset as well, and we will see you then. Thank you so much, Sergino 73. Hello, hello. And we will see you later. Aloha.